Hi, I'm your host, Larry Smith, and you're listening to Speak Out Podcast, a community outreach of the Lawrence County Career Technical Center in Moulton, Alabama. Today, my co-hosts are Ada Grace and Addie Calhoun. Ada Grace is a junior, and Addie's a sophomore at Lawrence County High School, and both are students at the Lawrence County Career Technical Center in Mrs. Bennett's Salon and Spa Management Program.
Hello, we're excited to be here.
Glad to have y'all. And this is an exciting pair of firsts in our podcast. Today we're recording our first podcast series that's on location. And we're here today from the Alabama Center for the Arts in Decatur, Alabama. And this is the second podcast in our series, and it'll allow us to hear some Lawrence County students and their experience at the ACA. Joining us for this segment are Professor William Richardson, Assistant Professor of Scenic and Lighting Designs at Athens State University, Joshua Hill, former Lawrence County student and current ACA student, and Caleb Baldwin, former Lawrence County student and current ACA student.
Welcome to Speak Out.
And if you want to, you guys can go ahead and start with our questions today.
Okay. Joshua, Caleb, can you tell us about yourselves and your program of study here at the center?
Yeah, I graduated from East Lawrence High School in 2019, and I'm studying for music technology at the ACA.
I graduated from Lawrence County High School in 2019, and I am a general studies major with concentration on musical theater.
Okay, and were you guys interested in performing arts even back in high school and going way back when you were younger?
Yeah, we actually met through performing arts at Lawrence County High School through the LEAPS program.
Oh, did you?
We met, I think it was second half of freshman year.
Yeah.
And so it kind of sparked our interest for musical theater and performing.
Professor Richardson, your title sounds interesting. Could you tell us more about your job?
So, my title being Professor of Scenic and Lighting Design, I'm in charge of completing the scenic and lighting designs for each of the productions put on by Athens here at the ACA. However, I also do a lot more backstage. Essentially, anything that happens backstage and behind the scenes, I have some hand in. Technical direction, organization of everything backstage, sound design, anything like that that relates to getting a theatrical production off the ground that isn't directly acting. I have some involvement in.
Well, and I was, taking a look at that a while back, and you have a huge lighting system and all kinds of things, equipment in there that you have to know how to do all that.
It's quite a collection of technology. In particularly backstage theater, we all kind of specialize in different areas. I professionally work mainly as a lighting designer, but you get experience in all different aspects, and that's a big thing with our students is we try to give them opportunities to try out everything that they can backstage.
That's incredible.
So Joshua and Caleb, how did you guys learn about the ACA?
I kind of learned about it from Caleb. He started Calhoun about a semester before me. And so just hanging out with him, meeting everyone that he started hanging out with from the ACA. So when I got ready to start Calhoun, that's kind of just immediately where I went with that.
I heard about the ACA because I last minute had to enroll at Calhoun, and I knew that I wanted to do theater. And so I knew one person that was in the theater program, and they told their director, Bill Probin at the time, and he reached out to me about an audition. And so that really introduced me to the Alabama Center for the Arts and brought me in here.
Okay. Professor Richardson, what courses of study are available for students who are interested in theater?
So we offer 3 separate tracks in the theater arts major. This is a Bachelor of Arts in Theater. We offer one track in technical theater, which is more my specialty. So that's working backstage, lighting, scenic, design, all kinds of elements like that. We also offer a course of study in theater general studies, which is more of a broad overview. You get into some acting, some technical theater, but it gives you exposure to all these different areas in theater. And then we also have a minor in musical theater, which allows you to specialize a little bit in specifically musicals and that side of the arts.
So someone coming in, a student, no matter what their focus is or where they want to end up, they would have an opportunity to try out all the different jobs.
And that's a major focus in theater. We want to give them the opportunity to try out things so you can kind of figure out what it is where your interests lie. I myself never thought of getting into theater until I started working backstage and then got into the design aspect.
Okay.
And that's purely from having taken a class I never expected. So.
Cool.
So, how is ACA different from traditional colleges?
Because it's just an art school, at least, or yeah, with Calhoun, this is just a whole building of just different art. Like in the other building, it's theater, voice, choir, band, and just anything performing. And then this one's with, like painting and other things like that. So really, that's all you're getting from this college, other than just, you'd have to go to the other campus for like your basics, math, English, and everything like that.
I would say that AC is different because the community just feels a lot stronger. From the first day I started, it was like everybody was way more connected than, say, if you were going to a huge university where you didn't know half of the people. I would say that the community is definitely stronger in the smaller setting, and we're kind of like, I don't want to say secluded, but it's kind of like we have our own little world here at the ACA, and you can walk around and there's always art being created. And I think that's like one of the beautiful things that kind of sets us apart from other colleges.
Well, let me ask this to you guys. You guys completed most of your general studies, and that would have been either by going on site to the campuses of Athens or Calhoun, or did you do a lot of it online, or did you actually go?
I did most of mine online. With my music technology major, there's not as much you have to do in your basics than with a general studies major. So I did majority of mine online to try to avoid the campus.
I did my first 2 years in-person classes, or the first 2 semesters in-person classes on campus, but it became very clear that it was going to be more beneficial to me to do them online. And so, yeah, I finished my general studies classes online.
Okay, cool. Professor Richardson, what kind of career opportunities are available to theater students besides just acting?
So I feel like when people hear theater, they just imagine being on stage as an actor. But we're involved and we learn skills that are in almost every area of media. Anything that you see or hear or touch in some ways has elements of sound design or scenic design, or some kind of artistic nature that's put into it. You can apply the ideas of design to almost every other form of media. And so you're not just limited to working in theater specifically, but you can go on to work backstage on movies or backstage in live events. Anything like that involves a lot of the same skills that we teach here at the ACA.
And it takes all of these the different skills. You guys put all those together to make, it's like pieces of a puzzle that fit together to make this one thing, that people see, this performance that people see.
It's really a community effort. That's one of the things I've always loved about theater specifically, but just that joint effort where everyone has to work together to accomplish a goal.
Yeah, but especially at the ACA, even actors have opportunities to learn more about the technical side and
Absolutely.
be in technical roles where usually we would just be on stage. We also get that experience of being on the other side of it, whether it's stage managing, whether it's design, whether it is just working backstage as a costume, like a costume changer. It's really, we get to widen our talent and our knowledge about everything theater, and that's been really, really, really helpful.
And it requires teamwork, and you learn how to work with other people and all that.
Do either of you guys know what y'all's plans are for after graduation?
Um, well, it's kind of up in the air right now, with some different opportunities that's have been placed in front of us recently. But for me, I'm kind of hoping to, just finish out the degree with music tech and hopefully just start, doing, concerts, theater performances or anything to do with audio engineering, really, after I get the degree. That's the plan. So just kind of seeing from there how that goes.
My plan so far is to finish with my associates in general studies and with a concentration on theater, and then do take the next semester just to do some professional work through Birmingham and through some regional theaters around, and get some more professional work under my belt and on my resume. And then after I've kind of went and done some different things, I'm hoping that it'll give me some more perspective on where I want to be, in terms of where I want to go to get my master's and where I want to go to finish out school. So I think that's pretty much the plan right now, is just to kind of experience theater in different places other than here and let that kind of guide me to where I want to end up.
So you're going to maybe try to go on and get your master's, and so you certainly could go farther with your education in this, and back to careers and everything. Someone who was interested in teaching performing arts or visual arts also, this might be a way for them to move through this process to become a teacher and those things.
Absolutely, and especially going out and gaining those outside experiences. Like anytime you can learn from different areas, it'll expand your knowledge base and kind of direct you as to what you want to do in your future career.
Exactly.
So, as students here, what advice would you give to upcoming students who are interested in maybe pursuing one of the programs here?
Honestly, just do it. I mean, it's a fun experience being here. There can be some times that it does get a little annoying, but at the end of the day, it's a great time. There's great faculty. There's, just a great staff in general. And you can learn so much from anyone here that, you don't even need the room, Yep, I can't speak right now.
I would say it's very easy in high school, especially in areas that don't have a strong arts program, just to keep going and do it and pursuing your art, and don't let just the fact that maybe your school doesn't have the best arts program, don't let that discount you, or don't let that make you not want to pursue art in college. I would say absolutely reach out to students, reach out to faculty, come see a show, come see a performance, and really just meet the people. And we're always more than welcome to give people tours after shows and take them backstage and show them how everything works. And so I would say just come out and visit and just keep pushing and keep pursuing what you want to do, because I think that's it's really easy to just give up sometimes, and it is so worth it. I promise it's really worth it.
Well, both of you guys were both of y'all involved in the arts programs at Lawrence County?
Yes, sir.
You were Lawrence County High School.
East Lawrence.
East Lawrence. You
Yes,
were
sir.
East Lawrence High School. So both of you guys went through the arts programs at those high schools, and I know that Caleb did. Also, you have to keep up your regular studies.
That was definitely a difficult part when I was first starting at Calhoun, and just kind of overwhelmed with classes while also doing a show schedule, which was very difficult, but it does get easier. I think that's why I ended up doing online classes, because it was easier to fit it into my schedule. So yeah, it does get difficult, but
It's
it
worth
works out.
it.
Yeah, it's worth it.
It's worth it.
When you first started college, and you were going through your general studies and getting those courses out of the way, was that something you felt impatient about that? Like, I wish I could hurry up and get over to the Center for the Arts, or were you doing things over here the whole time?
Yeah.
We were here. I was actually here before I started at main campus. I auditioned for the show in, I think, July of 2019, and so I even saw here before I really got to explore Calhoun campus. So yeah, we were still here every day. Some days it would be going and taking classes, and then coming straight over here for rehearsals. So.
And Josh, you're a musician as well. I think I saw you with the jazz band the other day.
Yes, sir. We performed at the last home game for the Calhoun basketball teams. It was definitely a great experience. Dr. Letter's great. I mean, it was just a fun time. Got to, show off what the ACA has here with the show band.
Cool.
And luckily, we have some more stuff coming up soon that we're excited to share with everyone with the show band.
Well, Professor Richardson, what's the best way for students of the arts to decide on a course of study? And also, what advice would you give students who are interested in coming over and having a career, or coming over and doing the program here in theater arts?
So the best advice I can give is to just jump in and try out anything you can get the opportunity to do. I would have never thought that lighting design would have been a career I'd been interested in. I didn't even know it was a possibility when I was in high school. And I got that experience by working with a theater program and trying out all the different opportunities. So anything that you have any interest in pursuing, don't worry about the experience you have with it. We're all here to teach and grow together. And, some of the best students I've ever seen have come to me with no experience, and I've gotten to see that joy of them learning how to do various things backstage. So just try whatever it is that you can get the opportunity to do. And as far as coming out to the ACA, schedule a tour, come out, see some shows with us, and we're all, like you were saying, we're always willing to take people backstage to show off the facilities, because it really is an amazing place to create art, and we just have some amazing facilities that we're all very proud of.
Well, and you do have that summer program, summer camp.
Yes, so
program as well.
we have the project, which is a high school program that brings in students free of charge. There's an application process, but to work on various projects. This year we're doing School of Rock, so it's kind of like creating a music video and bringing a band together. And we have students that get firsthand experience working on this, working with lighting, working with video, working with sound, and performing on stage. We also have shows that are open audition throughout the year. So any community member who wants to come out and audition or work backstage, we're always looking for more help. So this isn't limited to just students at the ACA. It's anyone who'd like to be involved. So we always encourage community members to come out and show interest. If it's something that you're interested in doing, we're here to help out. We're here to facilitate that.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys for being our guests on Speak Out today.
Thank you.
You've been listening to Speak Out Podcast, a community outreach of the Lawrence County Career Technical Center in Moulton, Alabama. I'm your host, Larry Smith, and I would like to thank my co-hosts, Ada Grace and Addie Calhoun, and our guests for this episode, Professor William Richardson, Joshua Hill, and Caleb Baldwin. Please check out our podcast on the Lawrence County Career Technical School website, and we hope you will join us for future episodes.